Hello and welcome to Samson's Judo. Today we're going to show you how to tie your belt. There are a number of varieties used, but we're going to show you the most fundamental ones so you could get going with your judo. So, this is our belt. It's called an obi. It comes in different sizes because people are different, have different sizes. It also comes in different colors, which signifies your grade and your ability. But doesn't matter about the color or the size, the system of tying the belt is the same. So the first thing we've got to do is take our belt off and we pick it up and try and get it even. So it's as even as possible to the bottom. Now once we've got our belts, we need to cross our jackets. Now there is always a right way and a wrong way in everything. The traditional way, the right way we cross our judogi over is you take the right side, goes across, and the left side over the top. That's the way you're supposed to put your belt, your jacket, sorry. So, right side across, left side over the top, and there you have the right crossover for your, just before you tie your belt. Pick up your belt, pick it up with your thumb and your small fingers, and pick with both hands like so. The idea is that when we slide our hands together, if there's any knotting on the belt, it helps to unknot the belt. The last thing you want is a twist over on your belt, and that would be wrong. So we start from the middle, slide your hands along, nice and easy, make it as tight as you want around your waist, turn around, cross your hands over, swap belts, and then keep sliding your hands around so that there is no knots. When you come in the front, you can notice that one belt is longer than the other. It happens sometimes. You can just adjust it a little bit. And what's important is that we try to get our belt even. So when it drops on the other side, it has equal balance. So this is our belt across here. What I'd like you to do is to cross your hands over, take the left side and put it over the top. This is the left side, goes over the top of the other belt, tuck it in under both belts. Don't make the mistake of tucking the belt under one strap. This is no good. Also, if you're fighting, this will allow this to tighten around your waist. Surprisingly, how many high grades actually still tie their belts wrong. So make sure right goes underneath both belts, so. And then a little tug there makes it nice and firm. If you notice, my right side is higher than my left side. So the way we're going to do the belt is very simple. You take the right side, goes over the left side, across there, and then put the belt to go underneath, through the loop, and point it this way. So the belts are pointing on the other side. And then all we need to do now is just pull the belt tight, and the belt should drop sideways like a moustache, really. So when we pull the belts together, it is absolutely perfect. There's nothing worse than one belt being long, one belt being low. Make sure though that when you do pull the belt, you don't pull the belt up and down like so, because you disfigure the belt and it won't look right. So always pull it in a straight line crossways. Now the method I showed you was very simple. That's where we grab the right with the right, the left with the left, goes over the top, through the loop, and you push the belt across there. There is another very simple variation. This is where the left hand grabs the top belt, your right hand grabs the bottom belt, and then all you do is bring the bottom belt with your right hand over the loop, through the loop, and put it across there. The end result is exactly the same, but it has the same purpose. So you can go left over right, right over left, and you have a nice, perfect tying belt. The last thing we've got to worry about is the little crossover behind the belt. What we need to do is to put our thumb or our finger, slide this along, and now there you drop your belt so it's nice and even. There's no crossing. The cross finishes under the belt and everything is nice and tidy. So this is a nice method of tying your belt. It's straightforward, it's very good for novices and beginners. Okay, now we're going to show you the second variation, which stops your belt coming undone as much. It's a much tighter method. So we take the right over left, tuck it underneath both belts, and then we have the same situation. The right side is higher than the left. Now this time what we're going to do is take the right side, put your thumb on top of your belt and pass it in between the belt which is sticking out. Leave enough loop here for the bottom belt to come over the top, slide it through there, and then all you've got to do from here is pull the belt nice and tight. You will find this is a much tighter way of tying the belt, and it won't come undone as much. It takes a little bit longer, but it's a much firmer way to tie the belt. Okay, we're going to show you the third variation of tying your belt, which is even tighter than the second one. So we do the normal tying the belt, right over left, right underneath both belts, and then we end up in this position. Pick up the right side, put it in between the belt, and this time bring the bottom belt, and instead of just going through the loop, make sure the belt doesn't twist, make sure it's nice and even. Put it in between the belt again, under the second belt. And then all you've got to do is tighten your belt, nice and tight here, and there you have another variation. You will find this is a much tighter way of tying the belt, a little bit more advanced, and it's good for people that want to do kata or do demonstrations and they really can't afford for the belt to come undone during demonstration. Okay, now we're going to show you the final method of tying your belt. Before we started from the middle, we crossed our jacket and slid our belt this way and brought the belt around the back. This method is simply holding the belt, crossing your jacket, and then letting your belt hang down at a slight angle to the one side. Normally the length should be just past your jacket length, unless you've got very, very long jacket, then obviously understand where your belt drops. So normally it's the length of your belt. Hold the belt tight on the side, and then from here slide the belt round, pass it over, and when you cross it over, make sure the belt's over the top. Don't make the mistake of having the belt on top. So the belt must come over the top along here. Hold it and then continue in the same direction for a second spin. Come across here. Now all I've got to do from here is to tuck my belt underneath both belts as previously shown, and we're back in the position where we have the right side up and the left hand down. How you finish your belt is how you study and how you wish to, to finish. In this case, I'm going to come across here, through here, and tighten my belt, or you can use the other variations we've just shown. Make sure your belt's nice and tidy around the back. Always check that it's nice and even. Your belt should not be too tight because you want to breathe, and it should be absolutely perfect every time you pull your belt together. So hopefully this will help you. There are other methods, but we want you to find a way to tie your belt which is quickly, effective, doesn't waste time, and then you can continue to practice your judo. Go away and practice them. I believe a lot of people don't spend time practicing tying the belts because I'm often seeing very high grades not tying their belts properly. So spend a few minutes every time you come to judo or when you're practicing at home and learn how to tie your belt, because it's what presents you. Clean judo suit, nice judogi. A judo man should always have a nice tied belt, represents his knowledge for judo. Okay, that concludes the footage on how to tie your belt. Please make sure you subscribe to our channel because that really helps us out. Make sure you like us on Facebook and also follow us on Instagram. All the links will be below.